Hello, today I will talk a bit about the language. So, is it possible to learn a language within 6 months and be fluent in it? Well, there are lots of people claiming that it is indeed possible, and that they have methods and techniques of learning and so on and so on. Well, these techniques and methods are pretty basic, and I think everyone knows them. Or maybe they don't. I don't know. So, I want to learn Estonian, and I don't think I can learn it within 6 months, but I can reach some level of fluency, I'm sure. But what does it mean to be fluent in a language? According to the most basic definition, it means that you can have a conversation or just be able to communicate without struggle, without thinking about structure while speaking. So I found an easy explanation of the language levels, and I'm picking my goal from there. So A1, I can communicate in the grocery and cafe. Well, I can already do this. It's not very difficult, especially when you don't really need to talk much when you go to a supermarket. And what I need if I communicate with anyone, interact with anyone, is tere, to say hello. If they ask me if I want a bag, I would just say A, that I don't want a bag because I always have my own. And nägemist, head aega, just to say bye. Aitäh, to thank for things. Palun, please. That's all I need. I don't need anything more doing shopping. A2, I more or less understand what they say in everyday situations if I know the context. Well, I don't have this level and I really want to. So this is something to look forward to. A1, I speak with errors, but I manage in all situations. So this is the level I want this year. It sounds like being too ambitious, reaching too high, but I don't think it will be B1, but I want to be able to have some kind of simple conversations. We'll see. B2, I speak quite fluently. They think I'm smart, though sometimes I make grammatical mistakes. I think people think I'm smart. I don't know if they're right, but in Estonian, well, that's something for later. C1, I can lead the discussion and prove my case to an Estonian. I am invited to TV talk show next year. C2, I am the editor of an Estonian literary magazine writing poetry. Okay, so that's the ultimate goal, writing poetry in Estonian. That's possible, I think. So, before I move on to the learning process, I want to briefly explain how it's possible that I can't speak Estonian after spending over a year here. Well, I lived and worked with a Russian-speaking community, and almost half of Tallinn is Russian-speaking, and I haven't really met anyone who would be speaking Estonian as their first language. I took part in an Estonian language course provided by the state. It was A1 level. It was offline, but shortly it was moved to Zoom, unfortunately, and I learned quite a bit. I was able to talk about my day, to talk about my week, about my likes, dislikes, and so on. But during summer, I spent my time in most amazing summer camps with Russian-speaking people. They didn't use Estonian at all. At the end of the day, there is nothing to complain about, because I reached some kind of fluency in Russian. I understand quite a lot. And even though people think that it is because I speak Polish as my first language, it's really not that. I had headaches after every meeting in Russian in the beginning of the last year, and I really tried to understand what was being said, and it wasn't always obvious. But with time, sometimes I got the hang of it. I don't know how, actually. So, is Estonian worth learning? I don't like this question. Is life worth living? So people learn languages for many different reasons. And why do they learn Estonian? Well, some want to have citizenship and they study for the exam. Well, Estonia doesn't allow dual citizenship, and Poland also doesn't allow it, and I am Polish, and I'm as Polish as this guy, so it will stay like this. There are also people who learn Estonian because they have a husband or a wife who is Estonian. Well, I don't have anyone like this, so for me it is my personal interests. I want to know how the language works. I really like how it sounds. I think I already talked about it. And I don't like to think about languages in terms of their usefulness. English has become a very useful language. It's like a bridge of communication, if there is anything like this. And my English has degraded a lot since I graduated from university. I studied English philology because I loved English and literature and so on. But now I don't really feel like using it to communicate when I am in Estonia. When I am in Estonia, I want to talk with people in Estonian, not in English. So, do I need Estonian in Estonia for basic communication? Well, I don't. But I feel bad when someone starts speaking Estonian to me and I need to ask them if they could repeat what they said in English. I really don't like to do this, and I feel bad for asking people to speak English to me. I don't want to use English to talk to people in Estonia. But don't get me wrong, English is very useful and helpful and so on and so on. It's just not enough for me to just be able to say hello and bye, thank you, sorry, and stuff like that. It's not enough that I know what this is or what this is. So I've got a few sources to work with. One of the most popular, if not the most popular, is Keeleklikk. There are 10 chapters, each chapter has a few lessons, very short lessons, lots of vocabulary and very little grammar. Then there is keeletee B1 level, and it's all in Estonian. I think it has longer videos, also quite a few chapters. And there is a PDF with dialogues, which is really nice. Dialogues and translation. So the next source is 50 languages. I'm picking Estonian. There are some lessons. I guess they are lessons or just topics with sentences. Let's pick a random topic, asking for something. That's always very useful. So what can I ask for? Can you cut my hair?
Kas te saaksite mul juukseid lõigata?
Kas te saaksite mul juukseid lõigata?
I've got some books. They are in Polish. It is the only Estonian grammar in Polish. There is a book, there is an exercise book, and it's written by a linguist who I think really tried not to make it too difficult. But I think you need to know a bit about grammar to study this book, which I like personally. I also got materials from the course that I took, Basic Estonian. This is A1 level with some notes, questions. What's there? Mis kell sa tööle lähed? Minu nimi on Kasia. Very good. Kas sa räägid hiine keelt? Ma ei räägi hiine keelt. I won't talk about techniques and other stuff that I'll be using because I don't know if I'll be using them. I may plan something and then it doesn't work. So I think I'll do it like this. I will study for a week, pick whatever methods I want, and then at the end of the week I will review what I did and think if it works or it doesn't. And this time I will approach it a bit differently. I want to start speaking as soon as possible. So I think after every week or after every language unit or some topic, I will try to pick some victim and try to make them communicate with me in Estonian. I won't be picking random people on the street. I will pick people at work. So what else is there to say? Just wish me luck and I'll let you know how it works. And see you next time. Bye.